Oh, the nostalgia. Or the PTSD. Depends how you feel about the game, but recently I got a PS3 and I bought Modern Warfare 3 with it. I didn't expect to play online. I just wanted to play through the story again, maybe some survival mode, which is still pretty fun. For like 20-minute bursts, is decent fun. But I got curious about the multiplayer, and I used to play this game just so much when I was younger, and I liked it a lot. So I do like this game. Sue me, do whatever you need to do. I like the game, and I tried the multiplayer, and actually TDM functions. So and there's no way that I'm about to buy Cold War. That's a shit game, but I thought to myself, I play this game so much. I'm even playing it a decade after release, so I might as well talk about what I like about the game and also what I don't like about the game, because a lot of his issues they're glaring now that I'm used to a higher standard, and like the connections, for example. But let's not get too excited. Let's not get too excited. Let's run through the positives first. So number one, the variety of guns and the weapon balance. It's good. It is good. Bar the ACR and MP7, which they're too strong. No recoil. A lot of people say God has there's no recoil in the guns. There's no skill. Like, these guns shoot in a straight line. They need to be nerfed. Well, I mean, I say that like anyone cares about this game anymore, but they're too strong. But other than that, the weapon balance is good. Every gun in the game is viable. Every gun in the game has an advantage over another gun in a certain scenario. Um, which you just don't find nowadays. Like, again, I think about Cold War. I think about Modern Warfare. Everyone, you got to use the MP5, don't you? You have to use meta weapons, or else you cannot succeed. And in this game, you can just you can make fun setups. Like the AA-12 in this game is kind of garbage, but if you're within range, it kills people, and it is fun to run around and just hold that trigger and it is fun to do that, and you can do that. It's a viable strategy. Maybe not as successful as using like the MP7, but you can still do it. And there's no SBMM, so you're not forced to sweat every single game. Sometimes you can kick back and just use your shit class. But yeah, that's number one, the weapon balance and the variety. I mean, this game had 10 ARs, 6 SMGs, 5 LMGs, 6 snipers, and 6 shotties. Is that not a lot? I think in the latest COD, how many not shotguns, how many ARs are there? I think there's like 8, between 6 and 8. And SMGs, how many of those? I think there's like 4 or 5. LMGs, I think there's 4. Sniper, I don't know, man. I don't play that game. Point is, there's a lot of choice, and all of the choices actually mean something. You can deal damage with every weapon in the game. It's my whole point. So the weapon's good, the weapon variety is good, the perks. There are fun perks in this game. Again, Cold War. The perks. I looked at the perk list, and I've played the game. I don't own the game. I'm not buying the game. I looked at the perk list. I'm like, all of these perks, like they don't look fun to use. They're just like, they look like perks for the sake of it, and they don't actually benefit you. So you may as well just use Ghost and Ninja all the time. At least in this game, there are perks which benefit you and are fun at the same time. So you have Hardline Pro, where 2 assists counts for 1 kill. How useful is that? Too many times I'll be shooting at someone and my kill gets stolen, or I'll just fire a stray bullet, get a hit, and then my teammate will finish them off. With Hardline Pro, that actually counts towards your streak if you get 2 assists. So that's really good to use. What else do I have? Recon, splash damage, so like explosives and flashbangs and whatnot. And then the pro variant, where your bullets paints the enemies on the map. So when you got people sitting in corners hiding, you can throw a flashbang in there, shoot through the wall, get a hit marker. They're not hiding anymore. We all know exactly where you're hiding. Very, very useful, and just fun to use as well. Stalker. I think this is the first COD where increased speed whilst ADSing was actually introduced. And then after Stalker, you had Stock in Black Ops 2, and pretty much just Stock is now like the new Stalker, really, in an attachment. But here, I think it's where it was the most fun. It gave you the fastest ADS movement speed, like a lot faster than Stock gives you in Black Ops 2. I mean, movement in the latest games, just there's no point in moving in Modern Warfare. There's no point in moving in Cold War. Like, it's slow, it's sluggish. People were just camping harder than ever anyway, even more than they do in this game. But yeah, Stalker is fun to use. We have Marksman, where you can see someone's name tag from across the map. So if you can't see their body, but you can see their name, you can still get those long shots. Like you can see right here. Look at that. Look at that. Marksman coming through. Ridiculous. But that is it's a fun one to use. Where steady aim. See, I like hip firing. And not just, spraying all over the place. I actually put in my reticle on an enemy and firing. And steady aim helps me to do this. It just feels like in newer Call of Duties, hip firing, it just feels worthless. Like, yeah, sure, you might get one hit, but then you have to ADS. You can't just run around and hip fire. You have to aim down that sight for the precise accuracy, or else you're gonna get one hit and your gun will fly over the place. Steady aim is fun too, especially the pro variant, where you recover from sprint faster, so you can run around the map, spray people. It's a good time. And extreme conditioning, basically more sprint, longer sprint, and a pro variant where you can mantle objects faster. It's just interesting, and it is fun when you do run. You run to someone that's like camping in a window, and you climb the window, and before they can react, you've already got them because you had that extreme conditioning pro. Yeah, so that's a fun one to use. And finally on here, I have quick draw. See, this is the thing. It's fun to use, but it's weak. It's weak, especially compared to Assassin, because Assassin is in the same category. Hardline is in the same category. Quick draw is just, it's okay, but at least it's fun to use. In these newest CODs, even if you have like the quick draw attachment, the ADS is still so fucking slow. At least here with quick draw, once you ADS, you snap to the target. But in recent CODs, the quick draw just gives you normal ADS speed in this game. But yeah, at least, as I say, it's fun to use. So the perks pretty good. The assault package, the assault strike package, I like that. It's got some fun streaks in there. You got a classical Predator missile. It's probably my favorite streak in the game. Favorite assault streak in the game. The Predator missile, and you got the attack heli. You got the strafe run. That's pretty interesting. Although it's easy to counter, to be honest. Just use blind eye or just destroy the first helicopter, and then you lose all through. You lose 3 helis. But you have that, and you have the Pavlo, AC-130, Juggernaut. You've got a lot of good streaks in this game. In the assault category, but the star of the show is definitely the specialist package. The specialist package where you can earn perks instead of kill streaks, and then if you get the specialist bonus at 8 kills, or 7 if you're using hardline, and in hardline pro you get 2 assists. You don't even need 7 kills. You need 6 kills. Man, what a good perk. But a specialist bonus where you get every perk in the game. You get every weapon proficiency in the game, i.e. Perk for your weapon, so like reduced recoil, longer range, more bullet penetration, etc. It's really fun. Like, it makes this game, if specialist wasn't in the game, the game would drop by like 3-4 points. Honestly, specialist makes this game very, very fun to play. And I would say it even encourages movement, because once you have all the perks, you've got quick draw for the fast aim, stalker for the fast movement, extreme conditioning. You have the speed proficiency as well, which basically you have lightweight. It's fun. It's fun, and it's never really returned to COD in the fashion as it has right here. I mean, I think it was in Ghost, but again, I don't play that game. But yeah, the specialist package is good. Right, next, the maps. First of all, 16 base maps. 16. You know how many base maps in Cold War? 16 divided by 2. And this game came out 10 years ago. And it has double the maps at launch. Because I didn't buy the DLC, are you mad? I didn't buy DLC. At least not for COD. I buy it for other games. But, yeah, so it has 16 base maps. And most of them, in fact, almost all of them, are good maps. So I just want to run through a few of my favorite. Well, I say a few of my favorites, more than half of the map list. But you have Dome, which is this game's Nuketown, basically. That Dome is good. Lockdown, Mission, Hard Hat, which I really like. Probably my favorite map in the game. They remade it in Modern Warfare. It's shit in that game. Village is good. Terminal, classic. Seatown, this map here. Arcaden, Bakara, Resistance, Bootleg, Underground. These maps are really good. And again, they encourage movement, so it breaks my heart that people are still sitting in corners. The game came out 10 years ago, man. No one's trying to get Moabs for their channels anymore. I don't even think people care if you're good at the game anymore, to be honest with you. That was, I don't know, man. I feel like that was like a Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 2 era, and once Ghost came out, people like, yeah, fuck this game. But the maps are good. I already spoke about the weapon proficiency, the weapon proficiencies. I spoke about that already. Those are good. And of course you got the Moab, and the Moab it is fun to acquire, but if you're trying to grind for a Moab, then that shit frustrating as fuck. I don't really care about getting a Moab. I'm just trying to play to have fun. If the Moab comes, then happy days, isn't it? But I'm satisfied enough just getting specialist bonus. But the Moab is fun, and I like how when a Moab is called in the Fallout, the in the game there's double not weapon XP, there's double XP for both teams. I do like that, and I do like how the game doesn't end on a Moab, and how the team that got the person that got the Moab, it doesn't nuke the whole lobby. The enemy team gets wiped out, but the game resumes. So I do like that about the game. Although back in its heyday, like in this game's heyday, people became obsessed with Moabs and not really like the actual quality of like commentary or content. They just wanted to see Moabs all day, every day. And it is fun watching a Moab, but it gets to a point where just you stop caring. It's kind of like trolling, It was fun, it was fun for a while, but then you just stop caring about it. But long story short, the Moab, I thought it was a good addition to the game. Alright, now into the negatives of the game. The first and most glaring one being the connections. Nowadays we're used to dedicated servers, so rarely will you have connection errors or connection issues. But this game doesn't have dedies. This game has PvP. Right there. You see that? I shot this guy, I moved around the corner, and his bullets bent round the corner to get me. What is that about? PvP. So yeah, the connections. If you like the host is bad, or you're just getting shafted with a 3-bar, the game becomes unplayable, which is a great shame, to be honest. Because when the game does function, it is very fun. But yeah, the connections can be a big issue. Like I said, if you got a 3-bar or less, just put down your controller. There's no point in playing. The pump action shotties. So this one, Spaz 12 and KSG, you saw at the start of this game here. So my reticle was on the dude. I fired and I got a hit marker. That happens so often. It happens every game. Every single game. Even getting the damage proficiency, it reduces this issue, but it doesn't eliminate the issue outright. So, there'll be times where you put the barrel on someone's chest and squeeze, and the guy survives. But then there are other times where someone's all the way on the other end of a corridor, on the other side of a room, and you hit fire spray. Well, I say spray, you shoot them, and you'll get a ridiculous long shot. It doesn't make any sense. It's like, which one is it? Am I getting a hit marker when I put a barrel on your chest? Or am I getting a one shot from like 25 meters? It's ridiculous. Like, it's very inconsistent. It's still fun to use and consistent enough to where it's viable, like I said, but there are just times where you'll take a shot and it's just like, Jesus, man, is this what we're on nowadays? Getting hit markers at point blank range. But see, Spawn being terrible, that was one. Spawn's not very good in this game. I would say most of the time, let's say maybe 70% of the time the spawns work fine, but there are too many instances where you spawn and the enemy team's waiting for you, or like what happened in this clip here. I ran forward. See, again, did I not shoot him in the face? Anyway, where I run forward and then someone will spawn behind me and kill me, and now I can't get my specialist. Bullshit. So the spawns, they need improvement. Assassin is too powerful. It counters everything in the game. Assassin Pro counters everything in the game. Immune to UAV, advanced UAV, portable radar, heartbeat sensor, thermal sight, thermal scope. Your name doesn't pop up when targeted. Immune to counter UAV, immune to EMP, but it counters everything in the fucking game. And getting Assassin Pro is easy. It's 20 kills whilst the UAV is active. You can go into one game of TDM with Assassin and come out with Assassin Pro. That's not right. Worse is that Assassin Pro is too powerful. See, look at that long shot. Ugh. But then I'll get a hit marker just shooting. So Assassin is too powerful. Stalker is also, it's really good. So much so I don't know if it's too strong, because your mobility becomes really fast, and there are a lot of times where someone will ADS around a corner and it's kind of like they're sprinting, and you haven't got the time or the dexterity to react. So Stalker is, I don't know, I think is okay, but there is the camp who think it's overpowered, and I can't disagree. It is very powerful, but Assassin is the biggest issue for sure. It's just too strong. ACR MP7, their laser beams need nerfs. That's pretty much it. Spawn already said the support package has assault kill streaks in them. Why is it in the support category? Okay, no, let's take it back a step. I feel the idea of the support package, you have weaker kill streaks that benefit the team more than decimate the enemy, but in exchange for having weaker streaks, your kill streak doesn't reset when you die. So if you wanted to be a support player and just run UAVs or ballistic vests or drop SAM turrets, you can do that. Fine. Number one, in that case, I think the kill streak should require a lot more of kills. So the assault UAV is 3 kills. The support UAV should then be 6. That's how I feel anyway. I mean, you don't have to get 6 kills in a row, I think as well, like, if the UAV was harder to attain, assassin spam would go down. But then the portable radar two people on your team have a portable radar, you pretty much have UAV coverage of the relevant areas of the map. But yeah, what was I even saying? Support package. So they would need more kills for the streaks, and the biggest issue is to not have assault kill streaks like the stealth bomber, like the escort airdrop, like the juggernaut in the support package. What is supportive about a stealth bomber? When I'll be on my specialist bonus, or I'm one off a Reaper, sometimes even one off a AC-130, that's quite rare. Again, I'm not that good at this game, but not even good. I'm okay. But I'll be one off a good streak, and then a stealth bomber. All you hear is like, and you're like, oh my god, the stealth bomber's coming in. All right, I beg I don't get hit. And then you get hit and you die from the bomber, and it's like, oh my goodness, this guy who's going 14 and 20 gets a bomber. The stealth bomber is the most powerful airstrike in the game, by the way. Bad, bad. So if the support streak was just support and it required a lot more kills, number one, people wouldn't use it as much because if you're trying to get an EMP that's say 30 kills, then you may as well just like run specialist and get your 8 kills for the specialist bonus. But yeah, that's pretty much all on my list. The game does have quite a few glaring issues like the connections, ACR and MP7 being strong, getting hit markers when you blast. There it is, another example right there. It does have issues like that, but this is the thing: the positives in this game outweigh the negatives, in my opinion. Getting on a specialist streak, getting all the perks, that's really fun. Using every single gun in this game is viable, so you get bored of one, you just move on straight to the next. You may have to adjust new strategies or playing styles, because not every assault rifle plays the same, not every SMG plays the same, but I think that just adds more replay value to the game. It just makes it more interesting. Do you want to use a more supportive AR, a more long range rifle like the MK14, or do you want to rush in with, say, the FAD with like quick draw and stalker, for example, or steady aim? How every basically gun in the game, they have different recoil patterns, they all sound different, they feel different. How the perks in the game, they are fun to use. Sure, Assassin's pretty broken, and people, if you use Blind Eye Assassin, you literally counter everything in the fucking game. But there are other streaks that do compete, like Hardline Pro. Quick Draw doesn't really compete, but Hardline, Recon as well. Recon's really good. Steady aim, extreme conditioning, marksman. A lot of fun perks in the game to use. A lot of guns in the game as well. Just a lot of replay value here. Very good maps as well, or mostly good maps. They could look nicer though, because a lot of them are quite bleak, But again, the architecture, like the design of the map, is good. Honestly, I'd rather a map look dull like this than something that's like bright and I guess realistic, like Modern Warfare, but it plays like shit. So yeah, at the end of the day, this is a good game. At least I like the game. And if anything, I mean, the game cost me £1, and to play online on PS3 is free. So, I mean, it's not much of an investment if you're trying to get this game. You can get a PlayStation and this game, and that still be cheaper than like the deluxe edition of like Cold War or whatever. Isn't that crazy? You can get a whole console and a game which has more value in it than a brand new game. It's mad. Anyway, before I go, because let's wrap this shit up. Yes, my capture card does it captures gameplay in 30 frames. Please don't crucify me. I know it looks kind of sloppy. When I'm playing and on my monitor is 60, I look at the laptop, I see it's 30. I'm like, oh my lord, like 30 frames looks horrible. 60 is the standard, isn't it? But I wasn't about to pay like £100 plus for a 60 frame capture card. This one does the job just fine, and honestly, I don't know. Just it does the job for me. So yeah, there's that, and I don't know. We'll see where this channel goes, isn't it? Don't really know what to say there. I mean, it just gets boring as fuck over lockdown. So maybe I'll make more videos, or I don't know, man. We'll see how it goes. It gets pretty fucking boring out here, and I'm on YouTube so much, I might as well contribute to the culture, I suppose. But anyway, enough chatting shit. I'm gonna wrap this up right now. Whoever's watching, you're the real MVP. AA, drop a comment. Oh my god, if I get one comment, that will make my week. Alright, cool, peace. Increase the kills required.